Good evening. This is Jim Wright with the Longhorn Historical Society, and this is a special Georgia on location as we are going caving in northwest Georgia. So grab your helmet, turn on your headlamp, and come with us as we go inside Howard's Waterfall Cave. It gets its name from the entrance. There's a stream above the cave, and during heavy rains, it makes a waterfall in front of the entrance. So, let's go in. In Georgia, we have many natural wonders: Providence Canyon, Radium Springs, Tallulah Gorge. The list could go on, but there's one lesser known Peach State natural wonder that is a bit more of a hidden gem. It is such a hidden gem that you might miss it as you drove by it, like I did. Howard's Waterfall Cave is tucked away in Dade County, which is in the far northwest corner of the state. One of its entrances is a mere feet from a side road that is off a major state route and minutes from Interstate 59. So you don't have to drive out in the middle of nowhere to get to this cave. It's a horizontal cave that extends for about 3 miles and has a rich history with Cherokee writing, ancient fossils, and Civil War history. It was truly awesome to go on this adventure. It has probably been 10 years since I was last in a cave, and that one was called Raccoon Caverns, which is near Howard's Waterfall Cave. Raccoon Caverns is also a great experience, so if you have a chance, go visit it as well.
So this hole that's in the floor here is not a natural hole. It was man-made. Whenever I first started coming here, you could still see a few of the pick marks from the Civil War guys that actually dug the hole. And what they were doing is this was a pilot hole to see if the dirt was a good enough quality to make saltpeter out of, which in turn made gunpowder. So there's a lot of things going on right here. So if you look at, there's a line, if you follow it along the wall there, and it's on both sides. Well, this line was the original floor of this cave in historic times. It has been, all of this dirt that was above that was hauled out and used to make saltpeter for the Civil War. So, and there's lots of reasons why we know that. One thing is there's the telltale soot marks on the wall there. Well, we can't get to them now. They're too high, there's no way to get to it. And there's other things, there's some tick marks on the wall right over here that are there, that are from, they were either marking wheelbarrows or bushels of, from this hole that they took out. So other things of, that are pretty cool. This right here, the signature that's scratched in the script is R.F. Bennett. And it says editor standard in Carlisle, Georgia. And Carlisle is just a little south of Rome. It's a little community. They may have even changed the name to Cassville. But he was the editor of a small publication called The Standard in the late 1850s. And he was in here with a guy named Garrison, who is right up here, and he put the date on here of 1858, and there's another date just below it of 1853. So for me, the interesting thing is that, well, I can't even touch this signature now. It's so high up, and that's kind of proof that the floor was up here, because he was standing at chest high whenever he wrote that. So he was here before the Civil War, and the Civil War was is when they dug out all of this stuff looking for saltpeter. And so there's lots of other signatures and stuff as well. Several Civil War signatures are around. They're hard to see, some right in there. So what was going on with the Civil War? The Confederate government needed gunpowder for the war. So they found that if they talked to all the guys in the Southeast and said, we will pay you money to find us good saltpeter in caves so that we can make gunpowder. So because of that, because it was a lucrative deal, a lot of the locals here in the southeast were looking for caves to find saltpeter in. And so a lot of the caves that we visit today have Civil War era evidence that either they were in there and they did a little bit of mining, or they left their signatures in the cave, or certainly their footprints, which have pretty much been obliterated now by modern cavers. But there was a lot of activity in caves during the Civil War period because it was profitable for them to be here, not just because they wanted to tour the cave.
Caves in the southeast are a treasure trove of historic artifacts that need to be protected and preserved. Many caves contain prehistoric jaguar bones, remains of saltpeter mines, thousands of Civil War signatures, and Native American drama. Howard's Waterfall Cave is a great example of where the Cherokee syllabary is located. Inside Howard's Waterfall Cave, you will see a large steel gate built to protect a small area of the cave on the left as you exit the entrance crawl. This area, only perhaps 100 feet deep, contains panels of wall inscriptions written in the Cherokee syllabary. The Sutherland Cumberland Plateau, including the area around Trenton, Georgia, is a part of the homeland of the Cherokee, and the syllabary was invented in the early 1800s not far from here by the renowned Cherokee scholar Sequoyah. The syllabary became the official way of writing for the tribe by the Cherokee Nation in 1828. Within months of its adoption, a majority of Cherokee people were literate. The Cherokee syllabary is one of the few examples of the world of a pre-literate culture intentionally creating an original and effective writing system. Before this cave was taken over with ownership by the SCCI, the syllabary suffered from vandalism. When we were in the cave, you saw that there was spray paint all over the syllabary, and it was tough to really make out what was said with it. That is why they put up a fence in order to protect the syllabary from future instances of vandalism. It was really cool to get this special access to see this historic Cherokee syllabary written on the cave walls. It was really cool to see the Civil War autographs and the saltpeter remnants of the saltpeter mines. Just all in all, it was just really awesome to see history in this cave. If you get a chance, go see Howard's Waterfall Cave. It is an awesome experience. Book it through SCCI so that you get the permit and you are legally allowed to be there.
The most interesting thing of this area right here is really cool, is where I'm standing. If you look at all the black stuff here, well, this is guano, bat guano, and it's like up to 6 inches thick here. And it's all covered by caver mud on top of it now. It used to be a black mound whenever it was still active. So what that means is that above us was a bat colony, and there's a couple of different kinds of bats. We saw one earlier in the historic section, just an individual bat. Well, the ones that came in here, they huddled together for protection, and they're Indiana gray bats. Is the only kind of, well, there's two, but principal bats. So these are probably Indiana gray bats that were here. They haven't been here in historic times, but I've never seen any in the cave. Not in historic times, so.
What are, what is
Watch
that
where you're going,
layer of
Dawson.
the blocky looking stuff?
Looks like mud.
It's called chert.
Yep.
It's called chert, and it is spread throughout. It's harder
And I think
than
I'm going to hold it out though.
limestone.
Be careful.
And there's lots of
It comes out
discussion
here.
actual.
I don't know how
Oh,
deep
okay.
it is over there, but I
Yeah,
can see his light.
I want you to fall through a chasm.
Yeah, really don't do that. The other way.
It's from mud.
Beginner cave skewer too.
Walking is pretty much level. The ceiling is sloping down. This is wet.
Wow, look at that.
I don't really know why.
Look how smooth that is. Or seemingly smooth.
Well, it is because it was a bedding plane at one time.
Wow.
How water got started going down.
Probably, I'm assuming.
Hey Dawson, how you doing? Caves are delicate ecosystems and can be dangerous, so please exercise caution and respect the interior of a cave.